right, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, beautiful people. Welcome to Madinah's Living Pharmacy. Today I have a special treat for you. Today's living prescription is all about how I'm going to show you how to use your home environment as medicine. Yes. So when you think about improving your sleep, improving your libido, your vitality, the energy you have in your life, I'm going to show you 5 of my top ways that I use my home environment as medicine. You know, medicine expands well beyond food, nourishment expands well beyond just food. And I know since I teach a lot of plant-based nutrition, that's a huge part of your wellness and your healing. And your external environment, such as your home and specifically your bedroom, which is what we're going to look at today, is so important. And I want to show you all of the magical things in your sacred space, in your room, that you can tune into and learn a little bit more about and learn how to use your space as medicine. So I am going to take you all off of this phone here, and we are going to get started with our tour today. Okay, so the first thing is that I use to nourish my bedroom space, and I want you to just take a look here, so what I really try to focus on is I try to reduce the amount of EMF radiation that is in my bedroom. So what is EMF radiation? So that is electromagnetic field radiation. It's radiation that comes from your TV, radios, Bluetooth, microwaves, electronics, even lighting. And so what happens is that this invisible radiation, it causes your cells to not work properly. And so what's healing all about? It's all about cell health, right? And so the idea, what I do in my home, I have no TVs, and specifically in my bedroom, I don't have any TVs, and I'm gonna have you kind of look around a little bit. Nothing is plugged in. I try to make sure I don't have anything just kept plugged into the wall, because all of that is constantly emitting radiation. And one thing to really note as well is that the more nutritional deficiencies that you have, you're more susceptible actually to that radiation saturating more inside of your body. And so a couple of different things that you can do to correct those nutritional deficiencies is things like foods that have like magnesium in them, selenium, and different things like that. They help kind of fight off the effects that radiation can have on the body. So tip number 1 in nourishing your bedroom space, where you have just kind of the most sacredness of your home, is reduce or eliminate EMF radiation. I want you guys to go look it up. I want you to drop a comment in below if you've heard of EMF radiation, and do you maybe not have a TV in your bedroom, or maybe you don't keep computers and a bunch of things plugged in. So I invite you to reduce EMF radiation in your bedroom space. Okay, so the second jewel that I want to share with you, let me just peek and make sure I shared everything with you guys. Before we go into the second thing, I want to share one other point about EMF radiation. So one thing that I did learn in my life, and this is why I chose to reduce TVs in my life, is because I was addicted to TV. Yes, I was. And I would find myself out and about and thinking about my shows on TiVo. And I was escaping my life, and I was watching other people's life. And what I found is that I thought I didn't have time. That's what I would tell myself these stories over. Well, I don't have time. But what I realized is I was spending 5, 6, 7 hours watching TV. And no, I didn't have time to self-care or do all these other things that I wanted to do to stimulate maybe some creativity in my life. And so whatever electronic or lighting or whatever you choose to reduce in your home to minimize that radiation level, whatever that is, just know that you are going to allow something new into your life. Now, I I find that my life is lit up so much. I have so much more time. I have so much more creativity that is stimulated. And the most important thing is I have generated a whole new level of intimacy with my loved ones. Yes, not having a TV or a bunch of things distracting me in my house, or specifically in my bedroom. I have created deeper connections with people, with the special person in my life. And it's just a choice to just kind of have new things show up in your life. So that's why the EMF radiation, reducing it, is so important, because it leads to this freedom, this creativity, this more time in your life. And it helps with your cells and your body and makes you feel nourished. Okay, so number 2 of my top 5 ways that I nourish my bedroom space. You probably see this gorgeous lady here. I don't know if it's to your right or my left, but behind me, this is a beautiful plant. It is the pothos plant. And this plant is what number 2 is going to be about. It's all about bringing in house plants into your home, into your bedroom space. So why add plants all over your bedroom? Well, number 1, they filter the air. So when you think about wanting to sleep deeper at night, well, what are some of the things that allow you to sleep better? Well, clear air. These plants, they produce oxygen at night. So you're breathing better, you're more relaxed, your stress levels are lower. And they're awfully beautiful too. So I'm going to show you a couple of the plants that I have in my house. They're in my bedroom, they're very low maintenance. So you don't have to have this whole thing and taking care of them. And I know that's important to a lot of y'all. And if you already have plants nourishing your space right now in your bedroom, I want you to drop a comment below, and I want you to share with me what plants are your favorite. So this is the pothos. This is a beautiful, beautiful plant. I'm going to take you over here and I'm going to show you another plant. This one is right by my bed. I love this one right by my bed because this is the snake plant. Some people call it mother-in-law tongue. I guess it depends on what generation you're with, but I call it the snake plant, and it produces so much beautiful oxygen at night, and it just helps me get a better night's sleep. So I love that. So not only are plants beautiful, not only are they produce oxygen, they filter the air, they're intelligent. They are some of the most ancient and wise things that we have at our fingertips. And so I want to show you how intelligent these plants can be. So I saw, it was like a photo, like an inspirational photo. I saw it somewhere, and I was like, this lady, she had all these plants in her bathroom, and I was like, I want that. So I'm gonna come on into my bathroom. So you can see here I have a few plants in my shower and just kind of like my bathroom. And what I want you to see is that this plant that I tried so hard to put in my bathroom, it wasn't getting enough light. And so what happened is it grew this long leaf, this long stem towards the window. And I don't know if you can see that. And it's got these beautiful flowers on the end. And it just shows you that these plants are alive. They're thinking, they're a machine, they're feeling, they're sensing. And I think that having that power, that regalness power of plants saturated in your bedroom and in your home is powerful. And lastly, as far as having plants, nourishing your bedroom and improving sleep and your libido and your vitality, is really, plants allow us to see ourselves. And because they allow us to see ourselves, it's like a mirror. If you're thinking that you're thinking you're doing a good self-care regimen, right? I know for me personally, when my plants are not thriving, it's somewhere in my life that I have not nourished, or I'm out of balance, or I'm not in harmony where I need to be. And so plants, they act as a mirror. They are truth tellers. Yes, they are truth tellers because the vibration that they're on, they show you what is actually existing, and not, they don't, what do you call it? They don't reinforce the stories that you tell yourself. They actually stay in truth. And that's why I love plants so dearly, and I invite you to bring them more into your life. Let me make sure I hit everything that I wanted to share with you about plants. The biggest other thing too is just the breathing part. If you suffer from any kind of chronic disease or a lot of breathing issues, they're so great to really allow just that breath. So I invite you to do plants. Okay, so the third thing that I do in my bedroom to nourish my space, to nourish myself, to use this as medicine, because remember, what we see is also affecting our well-being, our mental state of mind. So that third thing is declutter. So you can kind of scan the space a little bit, and you can see that I don't really have much in my room besides a bed and plants. And I have chosen to declutter because if you think about it, every object has energy, yes? Every object has energy, and that energy that these objects, whether if it's clothes or bracelets or dressers or chairs, benches, whatever, magazines piled up, books, whatever it is, it has energy. And a lot of times that energy can emote stress or anxiety. Sometimes it can even give us this, give us this kind of feeling of inadequacy, like, wow, I have all this mess and I haven't even cleaned it up. And that alone, that creates a stressful environment, and that cortisol in your body, it goes up, right? And we don't want that. We don't want that to be up in a prolonged state, because that then kind of doesn't make us well. And so literally, clutter could be hazardous to your health, right? And so the idea for me in this space is to not be attached to anything. Yes. So attachment is kind of the root to pain, to suffering. And boy, was I attached to a lot of things. We can be attached to purses, shoes. We can be attached to the idea of perfectionism. I was attached to that. I was attached to, oh, I'm this kind of person, so I should have this, wear this, do this. And sometimes we can become attached to the things that are in our space, and we don't let go of that energy, and that energy remains in our environment. And so that can on a level affect our health. So I invite you to remove the clutter, or begin each day just these small judicial changes, meaning small steps but have a big impact. And removing that clutter from your bedroom space, it just opens up so much more energy for you to bring in, and it can kind of get away that energy that can be kind of a lower vibration. Let me make sure I have everything that I wanted to share with you about that. There was this study that was done actually with children. And so it took these like young children, and one group, it gave 4 toys to these children. And then another group, the kids had like 16 or 20 toys, right? And so it's interesting that the results were that the kids who only had like 3 or 4 toys, their attention span was stronger. They played with the toys longer. They were more focused. And the group of kids that had 16 to 20 toys, they stopped playing quickly. They were unengaged. They were irritable. And it's so interesting is that a lot of times we might think that the more things that we can have more options and we have more choices. But in reality, it kind of blurs our focus, and it can cause us to not really kind of find that harmony that we have within ourselves. So that's just kind of like another tip, and just kind of bringing that awareness awareness to your mind is that the clutter, the attachments, the things, all of that, as we minimize that, we can gain focus and clarity in our life. Okay, so where are we at? Number four of how you can use your bedroom space, your environment as medicine. Well, right now, right behind me, you probably see this bursting of light coming in my space. So yes, you're probably right. Number 4 is sunlight, natural sunlight. And I've been very blessed to have a bedroom space that has 2 big windows, which is awesome. So those of you, if you got a little dungeon in your house, if you've got your room all dark with, what do they call it, blackout, if they call it blackout curtains, open up those blinds. Allow that nurturing sunlight to come in. You know, I feel you though, because I used to have like a darker room and it was like I was in a womb, and I felt safe and I felt good in there. And you can still enjoy that, and remember that bring the medicine into your bedroom through the sunlight. The sunlight's going to give you this natural vitamin D that you need for your health. Obviously, it's going to boost your energy. Sunlight, which I love, and ladies, we're always trying to get our hormones balanced, right? So the sunlight naturally can help you balance your hormones as well. So that's something that's really neat to think about, is that using nature, using this kind of this natural medicine that comes in. Open those blinds, use that. And when we talk about the EMF radiation, when you have this natural sunlight coming into your space, right, you can reduce all the lighting that you might have on in your house. So that reduces the radiation that you may be being exposed to as well. Okay, fantastic. So drop a comment below and let me know, how much sunlight does your bedroom get every day? Also, it will help you sleep so much better when you can kind of saturate yourself in the morning or in the daytime with sunlight. At night, you will rest even better and deeper. There are studies that show that. And just try it. See how it works for you. So drop me a comment below and let me know, how many windows do you have in your house, or how do you invite that sunlight into your space? Okay, so let's see. Let's go through them. Top number 1, reducing radiation in your space is medicine. And it's so funny. We always think that we have to constantly be doing something, but just removing things from your space can actually be an infusion of medicine. So that's 1. So reducing EMF radiation. So the second one was using houseplants to nourish your space. We know that they clean the air, they generate oxygen at night, they're beautiful, they're intelligent, they're wise. Number 3 was reducing the clutter, right? Number 4 is bringing in sunlight. And the 5th way that I nourish my bedroom space so I can infuse that medicine into my life, into my daily existence, is my bed. It's sheets. So the idea is to use cotton sheets. If you can do cotton sheets and use 100% organic cotton sheets, even better. But take a look, and if you already use cotton sheets, go ahead and just hit me a thumbs up or put a little emoji in there for me. If you already use cotton sheets, fantastic, that's great. If you're not sure if your sheets are cotton, go take a peek. You know, the cotton sheets not only allow just like a breathable energy, but remember, your skin is like it's like a third kidney, and I talk a lot about this. Your skin is like a third kidney. It's a filter. It's the largest organ on your body, and so sheets that are not organic cotton or cotton can be filled with synthetic chemicals. Your sheets can be filled with hybridized, GMO, genetically modified synthetics. Your sheets can be filled with all these different chemicals that all night your body is being exposed to and just sucking up, your skin's just sucking up those chemicals. So I invite you to consider upgrading your sheets to 100% cotton, and if you can, organic cotton, because that is going to allow of course, it's going to allow better sleep, because you're going to kind of have this like filter thing. You're not going to get as hot when you're sleeping. And you're reducing, again, that exposure to toxins in the body. And all of these things that we talked about today, the 5 ways that I nourish my bedroom space and kind of use these things as medicine in my life, all of these things, none of them have to do with food. These are things that you don't really even think about, and some of the things are even invisible, right? And so I invite you to again, take these judicial steps. You don't have to go and like uphaul your whole life, because we know that's not always realistic, right? But maybe you can try one thing. You can try one new thing in your life to nourish your space, and just see kind of how that feels. So we're gonna kind of step over this way. And I'm going to give you guys another quick little scan of everything. Let me see here. Let me just make sure I shared everything that I wanted to about, oh yes, one other quick thing about the cotton sheets. Let me put you guys back here on the camera. Give me 1 second. Okay. One other thing about the sheets is that, so if you're using the 100% cotton, it's great, but also think about what you are washing your sheets in. And I recently discovered that this really good natural clothing washer that I had was not actually as good as I thought. And so what I have decided to do is I've decided to make my own. So I'll tell you the formula that I use. So I'm just pretty much just using white vinegar and mixing that with the Castle soap, and that Castle soap is 100% vegetable plant based, and pouring that in there, and it's fantastic. So you don't want to have these nice chemical free sheets and then wash it in like a chemical substance, because then it just goes back into the sheet. So that's just another little tip to remember. So I hope these 5 tips have helped. I would love for you to share it in the comments. Let me see who I see in here. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Lanita. I would love for you to share with me how you nourish your home. And I would love to hear about the different ways that you bring medicine into your life. That is, I always like to call it nourishment beyond the mouth. And what that means is that we have a lot of information about how we use food as medicine, and it's super important to use your environment as medicine as well, because you can be inspired, you can generate energy, and you can create time when you have an environment that is nourishing for sleep, your libido, joy, peace, and freedom, most importantly. So thank you so much for tuning in today to Madinah's Living Pharmacy. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow the One TV on Facebook or Instagram. You can learn more about me and kind of the different things that I'm doing on Madinah's Living Pharmacy. It is a page on Facebook as well. So peace, love, and one. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.